Hey, so I want to talk for 1 second about why when you go to the salon to get your hair thinned, your stylist is either not thinning it enough for you or why you feel like it's being thinned when you don't ask for it. So the reason why thinning might not be working out so well for you for what you're wanting is that it's not actually thinning the top of your head. So it's going to be just as hard to brush through that heavy weight that's close to your scalp, because all it does is thin the midsections through the ends. But if I went through and thinned at the very top of your head, you're going to have tufts of hair sticking out all over, and you're going to be able to see them when you're styling it or when you're trying to part it in different ways. So I'm not going to go through and thin the very top of your head, which is why you feel like maybe it's not doing enough. But I will stop at a certain point when it's getting too thin on your ends, especially if they haven't been trimmed in a little while. I won't thin your hair to the point where your ends start looking bad or start getting holes in them. And a hole is really just a spot where there's not any long hair growing, which means it's been over thinned. And there's not much that I can do as your stylist about thinning the very top of your hair because you just have really good hair. You just gotta stop growing it. And then the reason you feel like it's being thinned when maybe you're not wanting it to is because it makes the style more manageable, especially if you have a shorter haircut with thicker hair or curly hair. If I'm not thinning it, it's gonna give you like a triangle head no matter how hard you try and style it. The reason it's being thinned is because if I take weight out of the ends, your hair will naturally tuck in. And that's the goal. The goal is so you don't have to fight with it or heat style it 6 times a day because it's getting too thick and heavy on the bottoms. So really part of that is your style. If your hair is longer and you don't want it thinned, then your stylist doesn't have to thin it, but it will make it more manageable to brush through or style or comb or whatever without giving you tufts of hair and without making the ends seem like too thin or giving it holes or spots that don't have enough hair or whatever. So yeah, sometimes we do thin your hair without you wanting it done or without us asking, but it is just because it will help the style. I don't thin your hair if it's not going to be beneficial for you. So yeah, that's the 101 on thinning.